Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman ZX Advent.
I thought you might come right about now. Or should I say I needed you to come. In the end, you've proven that my plan was perfect.
What do you mean?
What? Model A? You haven't told him yet? You should remember everything by now.
Hey! Don't listen to him, Gray! Waste him!
How cruel you are. Gray, I'll tell you the truth. You are my successor. I made you in my image to be like a son. If anything were to happen to me, this throne would be yours. The ultimate Megaman I created, that spare body, that was your identity, Gray.
Me? A spare Ultimate Megaman?
You see, I created Model A to tell you, the Chosen One, about the plan. A backup system that contains my plan and my knowledge. Model A. In other words, Model Albert.
I hate that name!
Don't say that. Soon that name and what it stands for will be gone. Now that my plan is finished, you are no longer of use to me. There only need be one Ultimate Megaman.
I don't get why he transforms into a dragon, but I guess this is our first phase of Albert. Notable attacks: the head on the right can shoot lightning across the land that can cause a couple of pieces of debris to fly up in the sky. The head on the left will fire a couple direct shots across the entire arena that'll explode. And the main head will drag itself across the floor. And it looks like it's impossible to dodge, but you can shoot the actual head itself to make it stun. And then you can dash underneath the gap that's left when it does that. Base strategy for this: switch over to Sarnak, use the charge shot as Gray, or just mash the attack button as Ash right in front of the hitbox, which is the little chest piece, to do massive damage really quick. It's kind of absurd how fast it goes down. And you can do it faster if you're properly mashing. That attack's a little weird because it makes portals and shoots projectiles through them that then get transported to the other portal. And the way that fires out is a little bit of a weird burst fire, and then some get paced out. It kind of depends on whether or not you're playing this on expert or not. It's a weird fight, I don't get it. Eventually you get stunned a little bit, and then the heads fly off and do some different attacks, but frankly this phase never gets a chance to do much of anything because it dies pretty quick at this point. Oh, that's right, the necks fire missiles! I completely forgot about that. But yeah, this can be dangerous, but Sarnak really takes it down a peg.
I wanted to know what it meant to be the ultimate. To be at evolution's extreme. As one of the Sage Trinity, but above all, as a scientist. At evolution's extreme, there is emptiness and misery. Man will eventually begin to fight again. For peace, for righteousness. Man will continue to find ways to justify fighting. I've come to understand that nothing can come of this world but an empty, miserable future.
So, you just decided to make yourself ruler?
Ruler? No, no, no. Talk about a life of emptiness. I am trying to create a new world. I want to bring new life into the world and protect its future.
Don't make me laugh. So now you think you're a god or something?
I don't think I'm a god. I am a god. The world that you live in itself is defective. Before a new world can be made, this world must be reset. That's where the ultimate power of Model W comes in. I have already decided the fate of this world as its god. The destiny of destruction cannot be changed.
Even if you did make this world, we make our own destiny. I'm going to bring you down and take back my destiny.
There it is. That empty misery. It disgusts me. That's why I made Megaman, to evolve. You who couldn't become a god. You're not even a Megaman. You're a mere mortal.
So in almost a kind of genius twist, the best techniques to take care of Albert, are Model A's charge shot and sub-weapon, because you can spam the sub-weapons at his little funnels to destroy them, make him actively able to be damaged. When he's shielded, he can use a couple different attacks with them. He can make them circle across the bottom of the field, and you need to kind of just do some weird double jumps over with like Eolus or Queen Bee. He can do this weird ice attack where they go across like snakes. He can slam a giant fist of them down. He can use them as a giant sword. The hardest attack to avoid on a first playthrough is the one he did a moment ago, which is the giant double lasers. As it's not immediately obvious how you're supposed to dodge this, while yes, you can just jump over it with like Eolus or Queen Bee, you're meant to use like charge shots and Chrono Force to just completely knock them away from you. Despite being sort of the first god in Mega Man in some regards, outside of Legends, Albert isn't exactly hard. Like, even a single sub-tank, I feel, is enough. When he's shielded, he can do a couple of other things, I think, but if you use the homing laser, the shield doesn't get really much of a chance to do anything. Like this reticle that you're supposed to dodge by moving around frequently, that's about all he really gets a chance to do. Eolus's tornado, not much to do there. It's almost kind of funny how I think Albert is one of the easier bosses in the game. Albeit he has some of the most amount of moves, that's for certain, and that's a very Flame Man from Mega Man 6 move right there.
Yeah, you're right. I am defective. I'm just a person named Gray. You couldn't even change the destiny of a regular boy like me. This is the destiny that I've chosen. To live together with the people of this world.
Is that what the other me would have said? Goodbye, ultimate defective. You can have your gentle peace and leisurely rot in it.
We're in trouble! This flying fortress is going down!
This is the end. I'm getting tired. Let's hurry back to the others.
Hey! Hey, Gray! Get a hold of yourself! Gray!
Ale, it's too dangerous here. We have to go help Gray.
I know, but 4 against 1 isn't gonna be easy.
Go ahead. I'll stay here and hold them back.
No, what are you talking about? Don't be crazy, Model Z.
No worries. Today's not my day to meet my maker. Come on, Ale.
I'm gonna hold you to your word.
Such beautiful resolve. To throw away your life for a friend.
Like I said, today ain't my day to die. I know more about biometals than you.
What? My body feels heavy. Model L. Biometal.
Incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. Ale, take care of Gray.
Zero, man, you really gotta stop doing that. That's like, what, time number 5 or some shit?
Ah! Huh? Where am I?
Gray! You're finally awake! I'm so glad! I was worried sick about you! What's wrong? Are you still hurt?
Model A? Worried about someone?
You got a problem with that? All I could do was watch and hope! Of course I was worried!
Thank you, Model A.
Yeah, anyways, let's go outside. Ale's waiting for you.
Are you okay? It was tough carrying you out of there.
Yeah, what happened to Ouroboros and Model W?
Ouroboros went down without a trace. And there's no sign of Model W anywhere. Its wreckage just sank in the ocean. Gray, it's all thanks to you.
No, it wasn't just me. It was everyone. This world belongs to everyone. Ale, where are you gonna go now?
I want to go around the world in the Guardian base. There are a lot of things that need finding. What about you, Gray?
I haven't really given it much thought. But it is my destiny. I can decide it, right? I want to go on a trip. How far I will go, what I will do, I don't know yet. But I want to find out who I am.
Hey, so what am I supposed to do?
That's your destiny, right?
Oh, well then. Gray, I want to go too. Take me with you.
Okay, let's go together, Model A. Let's find our place in the world.
I hope we'll meet again.
We can meet anytime, because this world belongs to us.
And that's Mega Man ZX Advent. I like this game, but it's not really much of a ZX sequel in some regards, because the exploration angle has been completely dashed. Like, it's not there anymore at all, it's just linear levels. But I think I overall prefer that with how they make the stages connect to each other in this game, because it's only really a Metroid-like in the first section. From there, it just becomes more of a standard Mega Man by and large. And I think, even though I liked ZX's attempt at a Metroid, going more for this, I feel, is a better attempt to make the formula work better, especially with the Pseudoroid system going on. The music's pretty kick-ass, the bosses are usually pretty cool. There's some annoying side quests in there, though, and some of the story stuff is weird. Like, I don't like the angle of Master Albert being in control of everything. I kind of like the idea that ZX brought forth in some regards, where heroes aren't exactly chosen, they're made, in a way, it feels like in ZX Original. Them being just chosen by Albert feels like a cheap way to do things, as does a couple of other very minor things. Like, I don't like how we see Guardian Base there at the end, but we don't see any of the other Guardians from ZX, and apparently They might be foreshadowing that some of the other people from ZX are just gone at this point, like Prairie may have died or gone missing, hence why Ale and Vance talk about missing a lot of friends and not just Gyro. It's weird. I love this game. I have a lot more nostalgia for it than I do the original game. But with that said, whichever one I'm gonna play, if I have a choice to, it's more or less a toss-up because I think they both have pros and cons. If you want to play it, though, I am going to recommend the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, as it's just the best way to do it by now. With that said, there is one thing we have still yet to see outside of the various mini-games you get for doing various minor things in the game, and that is a post-credits scene. With that said, if you're just playing the game on your first run, it's not going to show up. I'm not exactly sure what causes it to show up, but I think what you need to do is have beaten the game as both characters, and at least have beaten the game once on Expert Mode. At that point, after the credits are beaten on whatever your most recent run is after that, the post-credits scene will play. And I should note, Expert Mode, I've foreshadowed it every now and then. I think I've talked about the brass tacks of it, like you don't get any biometal or life ups, you only get one Subtank, and that's the one in the Floating Ruins side quest. The biggest thing as well, they also do change up boss patterns, and I feel it's as obvious as soon as Chronoforce and Buckfire, because like when Buckfire does his jumps, sometimes he'll hesitate in mid-air to try and bait you to be under him so it'll just fall down on top of you instead of doing his kick down. And Chronoforce, as I mentioned, he's in speed-up mode the entire time, and his attacks do like double the damage and go on twice as long. It's kind of ridiculous how much harder Expert Mode is. And now it's available. With that said, I should note, I was having trouble having the post-credits scene play in the Legacy Collection, so I ended up playing the game an extra 3 times on DS Emulator. So the main reason I'm not doing Expert Mode or any other of the Ash stuff is that I've already played the game 5 times for this LP. I'm kind of burnt out.
To bring new life into the world, eh?
In the last mission report, Albert said some rather outrageous things.
Mikhail, do you think it presumptuous for us to give birth to new life?
How absurd! Thomas, you couldn't possibly hold fast to such foolish imaginings.
There are laws that give equality to humans and Reploids, correct? Don't you remember? Those were passed because Albert and I agreed on them.
What are you saying?
Give humans robotic bodies and give Reploids mortality. So where do you think the human bodies for the Reploids are? What do you think happened to the original Reploid data from before we gave them mortality?
Thomas, you!
Albert was wrong, so I helped the hunters. But I do think he was right about one thing. This world needs to be reset.
And ZX3 never happened. What is it with 2000's Mega Man series either getting a very conclusive ending or getting the worst cliffhanger of all time? I don't get it. Now, I'm wondering to this day if the implications here was that Master Thomas was in some way going to be responsible for the Great Flood that is the separator between this portion of the Mega Man classic timeline over to Legends, because that's the only thing left after ZX in the timeline. But I guess we might never find out. It's been, oh god, it's been like 16, 17 years at this point since this game came out. I don't want to think about that. Time isn't real. It's rough, but it's there. Maybe they'll follow up on that someday. I think the Zero ZX Legacy Collections did well, just not as well as the Classic or X Legacy Collections. Here's Hoping Battleworks does well when that eventually comes out. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Take care. And I'll see you guys next Let's Play, whatever that may be. See you guys then.